Hi guys, this is Lady Diane Nelmida. So now I'm gonna talk about LAUDATO Si, which is one of the many encyclical that is written by our popes. LAUDATO Si is written by Pope Francis and was issued in 2015. It is dated May 24 and it was first released on June 18 of that year. The main point of this encyclical is about on care of our common home. Laudato Si is the first encyclical in which the environment is primary topic. Pope Francis connects topics of social justice and economic inequity together with a variety of issues related to ecology and the environment. Pope Francis' encyclical Laudato Si is a worldwide wake-up call to help humanity understand the destruction that man is rendering to environment and his fellow man. While addressing the environment directly, the document's scope is broader in many ways as it looks at not only man's effect in the environment, but also the many philosophical, theological, and the cultural causes to threaten the relationships of the man to nature, the man to each other in various circumstances. Laudato Si is a Pope Francis encyclical in the environment, or more formally, on care for our common home. Laudato Si means praise be to you, which is the first line of a canticle by Saint Francis that praises God with all of his creation. The ecological crisis is also a summons to profound interior conversion. It must be said that some committed and prayerful Christians, with the excuse of realism and pragmatism, tend to ridicule expressions of concern for the environment. Others are passive, they choose not to change their habits, and thus become inconsistent. So, what they all need is an ecological conversion, whereby effects of their encounter with Jesus Christ become evident in their relationship with the world around them. Living our vocation to be protectors of God's handiwork is essential to a life of virtue. It is not an optional or a secondary aspect of our Christian experience. Laudato Si discusses many issues, including climate change. The encyclical is about the common home of humanity, which includes all community life, namely ecosystems and biodiversity. There are many environmental and social crises that the Pope addresses in the encyclical, including pollution, extinction, water scarcity, inequality, poverty, and the climate crisis, integrating multiple perspectives in those interconnected crises. Laudato Si presents a holistic approach called integral ecology. Laudato Si is Pope Francis' passionate call to humanity for a change in direction. While we have made so much progress in science and technology, we have not matched this with moral, ethical, and spiritual growth. This imbalance is causing our relationships with creation, with humanity, and with God to break down. Our hearts are hardened to the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor, and we become arrogant and neglect creation. Pope Francis calls the Church and the world to acknowledge the urgency of our environmental challenge. Poor nations are ill prepared to adapt to the effects of climate change and will bear the brunt of its effects, he says. Developed nations are morally obligated to assist developing nations in combating the climate change crisis. Laudato Si is a powerful and prophetic document full of many moments of joy and sorrow. Pope Francis talks of hope in a better future while, at the same time, challenging us all this document remains. However, just text on a page if we do not take it to heart, accept its challenges, and live it out in every day of our lives. As Pope Francis himself says, the poor and the earth are crying out. It is time for all of us to do something about it. That's all. Thank you.